And they're like buying into it, like, yeah, oh my goodness, he has changed. Look at the second coming, basically. Depending on who you ask, the story is typical, but maybe it's not. It's perfect though. A recovering addict rising from the streets to a mansion in town. Have you heard it before? Yes, sir, right? This is Msindisi, the the prodigal son, if you may, from the Black Sheep series by me, S&P. This little ministry that now Msindisi kind of goes to fellowship. It's kind of his church basically, where he tries to change the lives of young boys that were once like him, and to make them see that life can be different, away from the streets, away from doing bad things. That's definitely the picture he painted for everyone around him. This transformed man of God. You saw it with how he now listened to sermons, replacing Netflix binges with watching or listening to gospel music, and perhaps also as a way to cope with his own withdrawals as he was recovering from things. He wanted the family to see that he was now this new person. God was in his life, he had changed. He wanted the community to see, and yeah. Msindisi was the first grandson of a local pastor that was kind of prominent in his township, Pastor Mdebele. And he was also born around the family's prime, where they also owned like businesses on the side. And he was on the road with his grandfather, the priest, preaching, well, going community to community, township to township, spreading the word of God. And yeah, Msindisi was practically raised by his grandparents. So he spent most of his time with his grandparents, especially when his mom went off to school and then found his dad and then got married and then divorced. And depending on who you ask, maybe that divorce could be the cause of his addiction, maybe the wrong friends, or maybe just simply the wrong choices of a young boy living in a township, especially raised by their grandparents. And not to say like grandparents parent a certain way, but whatever the reason, Cindy got hooked on Nyawizi, on, I mean, just, all the street stuff. As it always does, addiction got worse. He started breaking into people's homes, got beaten up by the community, mob justice stuff, and just things got worse and worse for him. His mom had to come to terms with letting him be and just keeping a very safe, healthy distance. And stop exhausting herself emotionally, because he would relapse and go back, and she would try, but then it seemed to fail. And then the father was obviously a ghost to basically the whole family, all three of them. So for nearly a decade, Msindisi spent his life on the streets. A good part of his 20s he spent on the streets, and his mother and sister always knew where he was almost at all times, and they just kept a healthy distance and waited for him to choose, if he does choose to. And then the unthinkable happened. His mom passed away, and it was just now him and his little sister Jabu. So now he's around 30 and he decides maybe it's time to change. My mom didn't get to see it, but maybe I could do this for myself. His mom had been praying for this to happen, so yeah, he's decided, okay, maybe I could do this. Maybe even to be there, so they can be both there for each other, him and his little sister Jabu, especially with their mom's legacy being shared between the both of them. And so maybe Msindisi's plan might have been different. It might have had something else on his mind. It would seem Msindisi's redemption might have had some ties to it, so to speak. Because then, as soon as he started moving back into the house, a family home, he started like doing things and saying things that would highlight his little sister as irresponsible, or highlight her mistakes, and withdrawing support at like the right moments with the rest of the family, because they're also quite involved with them being parentless basically. And of course, the rest of the family, especially the aunts, ate this up because, oh my goodness, you coming back from the streets, now you've returned to the Lord. Heaven is to be praised. Glory be to God, and all those things. It really gave the lost son had returned to collect. He had his eyes on the gold, and he knew how to play to be trusted, what to do to, yeah, to not raise alarms, what things to do to his little sister to seem like maybe he could be like this big brother. Essentially, he is the first grandchild essentially to the rest of the grandkids in the family also. So I mean, why not come back and take my throne? And he was going to see this through till the end, till he touched the gold physically, whatever the means necessary. Yeah, so the family was still eating it up, and Jabu, obviously, you see, she's not having it. But yeah, she's been now fighting to reclaim what's rightfully hers and redeeming her reputation within the family, because it's also something that's spread in the community. Like, he's like, look at the son coming back, and now she's like the one that looks wild, going through things and whatnot, which works so perfectly for him. But yeah, he's supposedly the better example, like the man to be actually trusted with everything they've now inherited from as their mother's estate. So yes, the story continues, but right now it's the wolf siblings as they navigate their grief and I guess each other.